Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to week number 2. This is Mr. Argueta coming and getting you guys all set up for this week in regards to our work. Let me start off with a couple things that have happened this week and issues that might have came up. So I got my little notes here. So we had a couple things that had come up as issues. One of them is apparently the bookstore here in McGraw-Hill had some mistakes in the ISBN numbers. So some of you emailed me about having a 8 edition and 9 edition. So I think that that's all been sorted out now. If you have the wrong edition, just refer back to the bookstore. They should be able to get you the right access code. Now, just as a reminder, most of you have already saw the first video and worked through the process and is up and rolling. A couple things that came up. I had some students that didn't complete the Learn Smart or the homework or a portion of the test and then submit it, and at that point, that when it closed, it didn't look like you did the work. So please make sure you're going through the whole process, submitting everything properly, and double checking your work so you get credit for everything. Now, I had 1 or 2 students email me because they weren't able to finish week 1. So I want to be very honest with you. You know, I am the type of instructor that some people love and some people can't stand. I get it. That comes with the territory. But here's how I work, guys. 1 week of assignments is not going to destroy your grade. Here's why. We have been designed that we understand that there's times where you get sick or your kids get sick or something happens that you can't complete the work. Well, don't worry about it. Just move on. I'm not going to hold it against you in regards to it's not going to destroy you. So I want you, just like life, we all make mistakes or things happen that are out of your strength, out of your power. You can't fix it. And I don't want to be the judge of who deserves extra time in regards to extensions of work and who doesn't. Now, that's not including other things. If you have other reasons why you need an extra time on your quiz or an extra time on something else, that's accommodations, which I understand. Our class is not designed that way. You should have enough time within 1 week of access to your work to complete all the assignments. Now, if you're sick this week, guys, take the week. Don't worry about the work. There's more important things than doing your homework. But if it's time management, that's something I can't help you with. That's something you need to do. That's why we open up all of our folders on the first minute of Monday, and you have all week to do it. So I don't think there's anyone that has an extraordinary situation that can't find time within a week. If you are in that predicament, then something else is going on in your life that maybe college is not the right time for you. So that's why I don't give extensions. I don't allow late work. I don't go back. Week 1 is gone. It's gone forever. If you missed it, that's okay. We all make mistakes, or we all have things that are out of our control. Move on. Week number 2 is here. I know it sounds harsh, but from doing this for so long now, that's the best approach. Let's just move on. Forget about week 1. Focus on week number 2. You have all week to do it. So please make sure you're allocating the appropriate amount of time to work on your work. So that being said, don't take it in a hard way, please. I'm trying to put it in a perspective where you understand that 1 week worth of work is not going to destroy your grade, especially because in our school, A is anything from a 98.5 to a 100. So it doesn't matter if you got a 100% all semester long or you got an 89.5. You still get an A. And that's the same thing for a B and C, and go on in its appropriate grading. So 1 week worth of work is not going to destroy you and knock you out of the A. So So please make sure that you continue to do the next week's work, because now what happens is I used to open up the assignments in the past, and people will then try to catch up with week 1, and they had a week 2, and they will get overwhelmed, and then they'll fall behind on week 3, and now you got 3 weeks you're doing work, and it never works out. So I finally got to a point where I'm like, forget about it. It's over. It's done. Let's move on to week number 2. All right. So other than that, this week we're going to be, so by the way, week 1, now I go back and I read through your discussions. So in your discussions, you are supposed to put your original post, which it looks like most of you all did, and then you go back and read 2 of your classmates' posts and reply to them. Plus, you look for my post, which is usually like right there where it says Lena Argueta, and you reply. Most of you did. There they are. And as I mentioned, reply to and read all of the posts. So please make sure you are doing your part in that. So this week, we are going to do the same structure. So I will be posting what is expected in a couple minutes here. So you will read week 2, and under it, it'll be similar to that. Welcome to week 2, and similar to this. In week 2, you'll have your chapter 3 and chapter 4. In chapter 4, you're going to be discussing ethical perspectives, which is what our conversation will be about in our discussion. In our discussion this week, we're going to be talking about ethical perspectives. Now, remember I mentioned in our first video that this is where I really get to see if you're understanding the material. So for me, the discussion portion is very heavily weighted, which means that 30% of your grade is going to come on what I read you post. So a one-sentence post and reply will not fly. You have to take time to think it out. So this week, we're going to discuss what ethical perspective you use to make decisions. If you're looking at this video and you're saying, what is he talking about? Perfect. I'm glad you asked. Pages 74 and through 76 talks about this perspectives that I'm speaking about, which I listed here: universalism, egoism, utilitarianism, relativism, virtual ethics. Gives you more details in pages 74 and 76, but on pages 82 and 84, it does the tree, which is also in this video that I've posted from McGraw-Hill, and how people make decisions. So if I were to ask you the question, do you think you are an ethical person? Most of us will say, yes, I think I'm a good person. I go to church, or I go to synagogue, or I follow certain rules or moral compass, and we think we're ethical people. But after reviewing this, I don't want you to just tell me, yes, I'm an ethical person, but to understand what values you use or what moral compass you use to determine your decisions. So some of us might be like, yes, I follow the rules all the time, and you think you do, but then you say, it's always wrong to tell a lie because that is my moral compass. It's never right to tell a lie. The truth is always good. But then we lie to our children, telling them that Santa Claus is real. So then how do you justify that lie? How do you tell yourself that it's okay to lie to your children about the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and all these stories that fairy tales that we tell them, but yet we have strongly agreed that it's wrong to lie? So how do you make that decision? And that's what this topic is about. So please make sure you're taking time to make a good argument about your decision and why you make those decisions, and use the information that's in chapter 4. If you're just telling me some random stuff, I'm not going to grade that very kindly. It has to have an ethical backing. Why did you make that decision? How did you come to that conclusion? So I'm excited to read about what you have. I'm excited to read some of your information on what you discover, and we'll see what happens here. So as for this week, guys, please wash your hands continuously with this coronavirus. It's obviously in Floyd now. I'm hearing rumors of it coming up to Whitfield, Murray County area. So if you're sick, stay home. Don't go out to the store. I went to my local grocery store, and for purposes to avoid any type of, I guess, speaking badly about any particular place, I went to my local grocery store, and I saw a person who had a face mask and gloves and was coughing and sneezing inside of their face mask, and they had these blue gloves on, and they were touching all of the produce at the grocery store. So I was going there to get myself a salad and some fruit, and I looked at this person that looked sick, and I said to my wife, yeah, we're not going to buy anything here. So we walked out and went to another neighboring grocery store. But of course, when I got home, I thoroughly washed the fruit that I was about to eat, and I just thought, why are people being so silly? If you're sick, please stay home. I don't care if it's allergies. If you're going to sneeze, use the proper, whatever it is that they taught you to do. But let's just take care of one another. This is obviously a issue that's not just in different parts of the world, but it's reached our neighborhoods, and we just want to make sure everyone is safe around us. So wash your hands, make sure you're doing things cautiously, and we're taking care of one another. Other than that, guys, this weekend was good. I didn't do much, kind of hung out around the house, and that's it. I went to our church on Sunday and had a good time, and that's about it, guys. I hope you're having a good time. If you're coming for registration, please make sure that you are ready to go. And if you haven't signed up for registration for summer, email one of your advisors and let them know that you're ready to go to summer school. So, guys, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon, and enjoy the process.